For this week's cake video, we're doing something a little bit experimental. I've dabbled in it a bit, but I have not perfected it, but I want to. And so we are going to sort of paint with fondant today, creating a tropical pattern cake. So we'll make a couple of really simple canes at the top. You know, the fondant canes that we slice up for some leaves. And then I am going to attempt to sort of finger paint with fondant to make some birds, tropical birds that go around. So is it going to work? I don't know, but I am determined to make it look good. So do you think I can do it? I say there's like a 60-40 shot. We shall see. Okay, so I want to keep the background pretty easy to make. I've made this little inspiration page just to keep me on track while I make the cake. But I've got 3 different greens because I think it's nice to have a little variety. Okay, and then I'm just going to use my hand to flatten it out a bit. And I'm going to make some thin slices. Then after I made a bunch of slices, I'm just going to put them on a piece of parchment paper and all sort of facing in this direction. That way when I roll them out, I want them to get longer. So I'm just going to roll in that direction rather than side to side. So I'm going to put this parchment paper on top and push it down. And the nice thing is when you roll out your little coil or your rope for your cane, if you don't make it the same uniform thickness all the way around, you'll get different size leaves, which I like. All right, so we're just going to roll in this direction, start off kind of light, just to get it going. You're going to want to end up with them being really thin. And you can feel if they're thick. Still too thick. I'm going to switch to a smaller rolling pin at this point just so I can focus my energies on a smaller section. So I don't know if you can tell, but they're pretty thin, like you can see the light through them. Okay, so I'm just going to set this other piece of parchment paper on here, sort of push it down and set these aside while I work on the other ones. For my fondant that doesn't dry out fast because it's a tropical formula fondant, that will be fine. If your fondant dries out fast, you might want to wrap it up in plastic wrap or something like that. And I'm just going to go on with the other canes much in the same fashion. I got the second leaf going all in the same direction as well because I want these ones to be the longer leaves, but I rolled the cane bigger, and so we'll get some bigger leaves out of these. So here you can clearly see the size differential. I didn't realize there was a little white marbling in my green fondant, but actually I really like it, so that's going to work out great. This was just like scrap fondant I had, that's why. Now this leaf is much of the same how I did it, but instead of just rolling it in one direction, I'm going to roll it side to side and back and forth just because I want it to be a rounder leaf. And I know some of you are thinking, Kyung, just use some leaf cutters, right? But I'm thinking, no, I don't want that, darling. No. Look, you can get the same leaf cutters everywhere, right? Which means that everyone's using the same leaf cutters. Your leaves look the same. I'm trying to create something a little more organic here. Yeah, it's a little more work maybe, but I don't know. It just pleases me more. All right, so every now and then I'm going to go back in and steam it. See how some of these pieces are popped out? I'm going to steam it for two reasons: to keep this surface a little bit tacky, but also you'll see it's going to make it easy for me to just press these edges down. Because the moisture will soften the fondant and make it super pliable, and also make it stick back to the cake. And the shiny finish isn't going to remain, it doesn't stay as shiny looking as when it's actually wet. All right, I'm finding that I need to steam like pretty often. Maybe it's just dry here where I am, but I really like this steamer because it comes with this on and off power switch. Some of them don't have that, and then you have to unplug the steamer every time. So that is a pain. But this one, you can just flip that on and off and be ready to steam. And it's also good because it's not that expensive and it's pretty small compared to some steamers. So I will try to link that. But yes, I'm finding that if I just place a couple of leaves and then steam it and press them down, that is what's working the best and also making the process a lot faster. Now I just have to trim off these little edges that went off the bottom of the cake. Okay, so I've got some gel color mixed up here, and I'm going to quickly paint in the stem to the one with the multiple leaves. Now for the scary part that I don't know if it's going to work out, I've got my reference of the little birds. I've got the colors I want to use. Now these birds are not going to be in scale with the leaves. It's just like a pattern. It's not supposed to be like a real nature scene. So I'm thinking the best way to go about it is just sort of get a basic shape out here, right? I mean, that doesn't look like anything, but okay. And then I am going to just put it on the cake. And then using my finger, I'm going to push out the fondant to get it to look more like the shape I actually want. And then drag it down. Can you see it? Can you see the tail? I don't want it to have too much dimension. So surprisingly, it doesn't use that much fondant, to be honest. Okay, so I can see the little guy. Right? We might do some of the facial features with paint. All right, hello, little guy. And then he's got some yellow. Just need a little tiny bit of yellow. Let's put that on there. Might be easier to use a tool. And he's got, let's just drag that down. He's got some blue. I guess it's kind of like finger painting. And then he's got some darker blue that goes further down. Oh, this looks, kind of goes like, ooh. Sort of get the shape stretched before I put it on the cake. That way I don't have to do too much dragging while it's on the cake. Let's put this one a little bit higher. I'm actually working on a dummy cake, which, to be honest, makes my life a little more difficult because it doesn't have the weight, so it like moves around when I try to push on it. Okay, so it looks like it has just a little white there. So I'm going to place a little ball and then sort of smush it down. And then it has a little beak. There's some birds outside. These are macaws, but in my neighborhood, we actually have wild parrots. They're so loud, but those are green. I just steamed it again to make the fondant a little more pliable. And it also like I said, it melts the fondant a little bit, so you can easier to pull back and forth. So I actually remembered that I have food color pens. I hardly ever use them. I should use them more. So looking at the picture, the macaw has a blue sort of outer eye, and then like a very small pupil pinprick in the center, and then he gets black on his beak. So you can either, if you don't have these, just use gel color. And then there's black all down here. And it also looks like the tip of the beak is black. So let's just... Okay, and then what I think I'm gonna do is add some little branches that they're perched on. So I've just got some fondant that I'm stretching out. And pressing down. I like that. Add some texture. Their little feet are black. Add their little feet. Okay, this is the last step I want to do. I don't like how the branches are just like one tone, so I've diluted some brown gel color with some vodka. You could do it with a little water if you want. And I'm just going to brush over the branches more toward the bottom. I don't know if you can tell. But just so they're not all one color. I'm a little darker toward the bottom edge. Can you tell? See the difference? Right now, after I do that last step, we will get her ready for her photo shoot.